Good morning, folks. It is October 11th, Friday. We're here getting ready to do some more of the mechanical stuff here. We're done with the paint, as you saw in the last segment, the last video. And you notice that we've got the front suspension reattached, reinstalled, whatever you want to call it, and the disc brakes are on. Brake lines are back on. You see, the master cylinder is installed, the proportioning valves installed. So we've been working on this now, I guess the mechanical part. We started a few days ago, a couple of afternoons. So we got this stuff on, the sway bar is on. And a couple of days ago, we fired this up for the last time on the stand just to make sure everything was cool, and it acted quite normal. Did the same thing we did the last time, ran it out of fuel. So we have actually started, you see, taking things off of this so we can get it off the stand. Hang the transmission on it, put the clutch on it, and all that good stuff, and hopefully install it in the chassis for the last time. So we got the upper hose off. I'm going to do the lower hose. I've got a pan to put under there. I already drained the coolant, but you know how there's always that lower hose looks kind of like it's a trap, so I'm sure there's liquid in there. So anyway, here we go. Hopefully this afternoon we might be hanging this in the chassis. We noticed when we start taking it apart, there's a little bit of paint peeled off the front of the head there, so we got to do a little touch up on that. Bell housing also had a little paint problem. That bell housing's been, I don't know where it ended up. Oh, there it is. Bell housing's been hanging around for 30 years, looking just like that. I think it was attached to the back of that motor. Originally, at one time. And you see we've got the transmission all waiting to go here, waiting to get attached. I got the rear mount already loosely bolted to it. I've tried to organize. You notice all the powder coating stuff is going off the floor here to try and make a little more room. I left it on the shelf here, put a bunch of it up there, the bigger pieces, so I could make some room. So here we go. We're about to start putting this thing together. It's kind of exciting. So stay with us. There's more to come. Bye. Okay, well, I think we're ready to try and lift this thing off of the engine stand. You see it's all ready to pick up. I got to just unbolt it off the stand. And unbolt it, in other words, and lift it off the stand. Wish me luck. Okay, well, it's Saturday the 12th, and we're doing something here we certainly didn't intend to do or thought we would have to do. We had this motor on the stand in the garage for 2 years now. Since we started this project actually on the car, November of 2017, so we're coming up on 2 years. The motor was done at that point and had been on the stand. Well, it sat here and it got pretty dirty from all of the debris and stuff. We didn't cover it soon enough. We covered it, but after we noticed it was getting dirty. And so we've done this and give it a kind of freshen up coat. We noticed that there was a couple of coolant leaks, and where the coolant leaked down onto the paint, it seemed like it attacked the paint, had a couple of bare areas, damaged areas. So we went to the trouble, which was a considerable amount, and you see we covered this, that, and the other, including the stand, and here we are putting a touch-up coat on the motor, and thought we would start on the car with the exhaust. So you see this cross member here. We just put that in. That hangs the back end of the exhaust system. So that's kind of where we're going to go next. And the other thing is that bottom of the transmission's got some little marks. You see the red there? Some little damage areas from being moved around and stuff. We're going to put another coat of paint on that too. So, later. What's Scott doing over here? Oh.
Filming?
Digging through stainless parts.
Hello, fellow addicts.
What's that? Is that a new box?
No, this is exhaust stuff.
Ah, all right. Yeah,
It's
so
like flanges and
flange gaskets.
gaskets.
Yeah. Cool.
fun.
On we go. Later. Okay, well, this is done.
Put the spark plugs back in it.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's not very light here, is it?
The plugs, were they in any particular?
No, I didn't keep track of which one came out of which cylinder. There you go. And hi, Jewel. This got a coat of paint too. Let's see if I can get where there's some light. Obviously, this is the bottom side of the transmission. So there. Started hanging the exhaust in here too, see? See these two pipes looking right at you?
It's the exhaust, see?
See the cross member up there that we built to hang it from? And it goes up and over the top, out the back with the pencil tips, and going forward, obviously the exhaust comes a little close to this fuel filter, and we thought, you know what, we don't want to deal with vapor lock every here and now and then. So we've got some heat wrap and covered that. That's the filter, the fuel filter. So you notice the exhaust is going to go right by it. It's not close. I mean, it doesn't touch. It's probably, what, 2 inches away?
Yeah, a little less, but
Okay.
close enough that
And then obviously it
with our bad luck, it
continues up until it goes into the fuel pump. All right, so that's where we's at today. Okay, well, are you ready? It's Wednesday, October 17th. And we're actually going to attempt to install the motor and the transmission in the car. So I've just gotten started on that. My son is on his way home from work. So in order to save a little time, I took the motor off the stand, the little dolly that it was on. And I'm going to, what am I going to? Oh, put the motor mounts on it. Maybe hang the starter motor on it, because the starter motor goes under the block on this one. But anyway, so we got to put the bell housing on, put the transmission on. The clutch is already on there. So you can see I got it kind of protected so we don't do any damage, hopefully. And here we go. Bye.
Hi.
Okay, so the transmission is installed. Bell housing, transmission is installed. Motor mounts are hanging there. So the next step is to lower the car and see if we can slide it in there. Cross your fingers, cross your eyes. Yeah. Okay, well, it's beer time, celebration time. Huh?
Been waiting for this time for a while.
Here,
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
cheers.
Clink.
Where's mine? I didn't drink it yet. Sorry.
You can't use that video. They're going to fall over.
Sorry. Right. But
We're the ones drinking.
yeah, that's celebration time. It's in there.
Little splash of orange.
Not sure if it's exactly center. We may have to do a little fine adjustment. Looks like one slot's a little bigger than another, you know, that kind of thing, side to side. But
We got plenty of room.
would you guess that might be a Chevy engine? I would say with that orange, huh? But yeah, see, we got the headers on it, and the steering box mounted. You notice the brake lines. We were just talking about the brake lines, just like, you know, and the steering box was there when we put the brake lines. That's not a accident. But anyway, we're there. Getting closer all the time now.
Now we can do steering column and rag joint,
Right.
exhaust.
The rest of the clutch.
It's just starting to get fun.
Pretty soon it'll go vroom. I hope. Anyway. Bye. I forgot to mention, you notice the molding's all back around the windshield. That was about a 2-hour fight last night trying to remember how the hell that stuff came off of there because all the fasteners get buried. It's a bit of a trick. But anyway, it's all back on there.